You're listening to the Poised Powerhouse Podcast. My name is Dr. Sita Hood, and I'm obsessed with empowering women like you with practical life strategies to live authentically without compromising your wellness. I used to be caught up in the hustle hard mentality until I learned that my quirky little traits I thought weren't that important actually turned out to be the secret sauce I needed to step boldly into my purpose and create impact, not only in my life, but so many amazing women around me. Organizing your schedule, launching impactful programs, redefining leadership without code switching or compromise, and stepping boldly into your God-given assignment are all topics we'll discuss here. Think of this podcast as that Sunday brunch with your girls that feels so therapeutic you can't wait to get to it. But let's clarify, this is not a substitute for a relationship with a licensed therapist. All right, grab your notebook and your coffee or your tea. We don't discriminate over here. And let's start the show. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Poised Powerhouse Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Sita Hood, vision architect, licensed therapist, and executive leadership consultant. What's in your mug today, girl? What's in your mug? What's in your mug? Okay. Just a little sidebar. We're going to butcher this. It's from Nespresso. It's the Solelio. Hopefully I got that right. But that's what we have. One thing that I thoroughly enjoy about Nespresso is that they offer seasonal blends of coffee. And when I say the coffee is top tier, it's giving top tier, okay? Like, you don't even have to worry about that. That's what's in my mug. Mentally, I am feeling refreshed. This is for all my sleep apnea folks out there, but primarily the sleep apnea girlies. Like, let me just tell you, if you're not cleaning your equipment and doing the stuff that you need to do, you should start doing it. For real, for real. Like, they don't just be talking when they be saying it. And I say that because I clean my equipment as recommended, but I have forgotten to place my order for a new cushion, and that was impacting my sleep. And I kind of felt like it was impacting my sleep, but I really didn't know how much it was impacting my sleep until I finally placed my back order and they sent me two, plus my new mask and everything. Baby, when I tell you I slept so good, okay? Good. With the T on the end because the way the mask and the cushion were fitting, it was exactly as it was designed, okay? And rest is super important. So let's talk about it. Have you ever finally scheduled you some rest? You know, maybe you took a break, maybe you went on vacation, or you just had a random day where you was like, I ain't gonna do no work. I'm just gonna chill. And instead of enjoying it, your brain was actually running laps. You were feeling like you should be doing something productive, feeling like you should have been doing something else, feeling a little bit guilty for resting. If that's you, boo, this episode is completely for you, okay? Today, we're getting into why rest alone is not going to fix your burnout and what actually will. We're getting into the mindset shifts that are going to help you shift out of hustle mode and how to reset your ambition without guilt. Stay tuned. Hey, aren't you tired of running around like a chicken with your head cut off? How many times have you promised to do better with your wellness routines only to let life get on top of you again? I want to invite you to pause and pour by downloading my app, The Lavish Haven, your sanctuary for cultivating daily wellness. It's completely free to use. You'll start with our pause and pour quiz and then access our signature daily and weekly wellness trackers, mood playlists, elevated emotions collections, scripture-based guided audios, and so much more. Hit the link below to start today. All right, boo, let's get into it. Struggling to rest is not just about having productivity guilt. It's also about unlearning your deep-rooted belief that keeps us stuck in hustle mode. And it's really easy for us to get here because society teaches us that you got to grind at all costs. We got to pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps, the crab in the barrel, all these different metaphors for what grind mode looks like, what success looks like, what hustling looks like. And so you're taught to consistently be stuck in hustle mode. Here are some signs that you're stuck in hustle mode. You finally take a break and you're struggling with guilt about taking that break the whole time. Or your mind is racing with the next thing that you got to do. Like you're physically there, but you're not mentally there. You equate being busy with being valuable or important. You are uncomfortable when things are too calm. Now, come on. I got to pause on that one because that's kind of like a trauma response in communities of color, right? Like if you look at people, certain types of people, I don't know if you've ever met someone and it's like they always seem to have drama or chaos floating around them. And it don't make sense. It's like, girl, you love the drama. And they'll be like, no, I don't. But truthfully, it scares you when things are calm. That is a sign of hustle mode, but also could be a trauma sign. And if you are nodding your head to this, or if you found yourself in any one of those signs, you're not alone, okay? That's the first thing I want to say. You already know, as a listener of this podcast, we do not do shame over here. You are not alone. Let's shift this. The real reset, because rest alone is not enough. Rest is a short-term fix. Girl, you need an ambition reset, okay? Rest is like a Band-Aid if you don't do it regularly. It helps. But if you're not addressing the why behind your exhaustion, then you're going to always feel like you need a break. You know what I'm saying? Like if you talk to somebody and you're like, yeah, I do take breaks. I take naps all the time. Yeah, but you're still exhausted. It's time to stop escaping burnout and start preventing it. This is why I don't subscribe to the belief that self-care is enough, because self-care is far too limiting. Self-care is on the defense, while wellness as a lifestyle is on the offense. We're preventing things from happening. So here's some questions to ask yourself. Am I working towards goals that actually align with my values? Am I operating from a place of overflow or from depletion? Am I setting up rhythms that actually support my success in the long term? Because we can set up rhythms and routines that work for us now, but you have to also plan for the expansion you're expecting. The next thing that you want to do is reframe productivity and success. Listen, babe, your worth is not tied to how much you do. I don't care what other people make you feel like. It's not tied to how much you do. You do not have to prove yourself through exhaustion. So let's reframe this. Instead of, I need to be doing more, I want you to start saying, I'm allowed to operate at a sustainable pace. Instead of, if I slow down, I'm going to fall behind, say, rest is a power move, not a setback. Okay? Let's start shifting these small things, those tiny little ideas, those thoughts that float into your head, those cognitive distortions that throw you off that are not actually true, but maybe planted there by society, maybe planted there by things that you saw when you were growing up, but not accurate. And you get to redefine what your life looks like. The next thing is building sustainable success rhythms, okay? It's not about doing less. It's about doing what actually matters, okay? If you are building rhythms that support both your ambition and your well-being, girl, that's it right there. That's a power move right there. That's going to generate momentum right there. So I have an action step for you. Write down one shift that you can make this week with your energy instead of against it. Meaning one thing that's realistic in your expectations, not if you know you have a super jam-packed week already, you have an unrealistic expectation of also adding in spring cleaning the entire 3 floors of the house. Be for real, girl. You know that ain't gonna happen. So be realistic, But write down one shift that you can make that works with your energy, not against your energy. And maybe that one shift is starting your day off with quiet time instead of emails, blocking off CEO time, or actually unplugging when you say you're done for the day. Because we'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm done for the day on a laptop, but then you still working on your phone. Oh, I'm in your business. I'm in your business. Okay. I thought that's what you had came to this podcast for, though. So, okay, girl, but I'm just saying, when you say you done, be done. Okay. Let's talk about shifting from hustle to alignment. I want you to pause right here for a second with me. And I want you to just imagine yourself feeling energized when you wake up instead of feeling drained. Not immediate exhaustion hitting you as soon as the eyes open, but like truly you feel energized and ready for the day. I want you to imagine pursuing your goals without sacrificing yourself in the process. That's the shift that we're making. Instead of asking, how can I do more? Ask, how can I do what matters most? What has the deepest impact? Instead of pushing harder, learn to move smarter. Learn to move in alignment with your values, your energy, and your season. One small way that you can learn to move smarter is by not physically going into the grocery store. I say it all the time, and all my friends will tell you, girl, you are the drive up queen. And I am. I am, because it takes so much less time for me to just order that stuff and pick it up. You know why? Because first of all, I got to exhaust the physical energy to go into the store. And I think that you don't really realize how much energy it takes to go into the store for real, until you haven't done it in a while because you've been doing drive ups or pickups. But the physical energy to actually step into the store, then you are distracted because there's so many sales. And if it's a store you like, child, please, you definitely about to be up in there, okay? So that's number one. Before you know it, you done ran up in there for one thing and you coming out with $200 worth of stuff. Go ahead and put that stuff in your cart online and pick it up, okay? It's better for your pocket, better for your time, better for your focus. There's so many reasons. So work smarter, not harder. Instead of trying to fix yourself with more work, acknowledge that you're already enough. You just need the right strategy. That's it. That's all. You just need the right strategy. Okay, babe, let me just tell you right now, you are not lazy. Society, hustle culture, unrealistic expectations have all made you feel that way. But here's the truth. You're exhausted. You're not lazy. You're misaligned, not unmotivated. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. 8 reasons you're not actually lazy, even if you feel like it. You're burned out, not unmotivated. When your brain and your body are running on fumes, even the smallest tasks feel impossible to do. Burnout mimics laziness, but it's actually exhaustion in disguise. You're overloaded with mental clutter. You have too much on your plate and decision fatigue kicks in. So it's not that you don't want to do things, but your brain is overwhelmed by the thought of where to even start. You've been operating in survival mode for way too long. If you've been stuck in the just keep pushing mode for months or even years, I told you, girl, okay, I'm about your business. Your brain literally doesn't know how to function in any other state. It's not laziness. This is your body forcing you to slow down. And trust me, girl, you do not want the ultimate slowdown, because okay. Okay, I'm keeping it moving. Your energy is drained from overgiving. If you are constantly pouring into other people, family, friends, commitment, it's no wonder you feel like you're lazy when it's time to take care of you. That's because your energy is not infinite, love. Jesus was the only one who had infinite energy, baby. And even then, he was like, all right, y'all, I'm finna head out. Come on, girl, what is we doing? You've also been taught that rest is unproductive. Hustle culture has conditioned you to believe that if you're not grinding, you're failing. So when you do rest, it feels wrong, even though that's exactly what you need. Your goals probably also are not aligned to what actually fulfills you. And if you're dragging your feet on something, I need you to ask yourself, do I even want this? If it's not aligned with your real values, with your real goals, with your real ambitions, our physical body literally resists doing the thing. It's not laziness, it's a sign that you need to reevaluate your priorities. Another sign, you're stuck in the perfectionism trap. Perfectionism leads to procrastination because you feel like you can't do it perfectly. Why even start? This is not laziness. It's not. It's fear of failure disguised as I'll do it later. Another thing, your body needs a different kind of reset. It's 7 types of rest. And if you're only sleeping, but you still wake up exhausted, it's because you need more than just physical rest. You might need mental rest. You might need emotional rest. You might need creative rest. Instead, there's a lot of different options of things that you might need and a lot of different reasons why you're not lazy. Let's talk about how to get your energy back. Number one, first things first, stop calling yourself lazy. You heard me. Stop calling yourself lazy because your words matter. Start saying, I'm prioritizing my energy. 2, identify what's draining you. Is it people? Is it work? Is it emotional exhaustion? Fix the root cause, not just the symptoms. 3, micro shifts over drastic changes, okay? Instead of trying to overhaul your whole life in 2.5 seconds, commit to one small intentional shift this week. 4, schedule actual rest without guilt. I'm serious. Put it on your calendar like it's an important meeting because it is. 5, align your goals with your energy. If something feels forced, I need you to ask yourself, is this actually for me? You are not lazy, boo. You are worthy of rest and success and a life that feels good, period, poo. But listen, I know that shifting out of hustle mode is not easy, especially when guilt tries to creep in. And that's why I put together a free resource to help you realign your energy, set rhythms that actually work for your life, your energy, and your season, and step into success without burnout. If today's episode is hitting home, girl, you are going to love this. I need you to go to the link listed in this video or go to the link listed in the show notes and grab the Aligned Ambition bundle. It's completely free, okay? All right, love. Today we talked about why you can't just rest your way out of hustle mode, how to reset your ambition, how to build success rhythms that actually work for you, and why you're not lazy. Here's your action steps. I want you to write down one small shift that you're committed to this week and DM me about it. And then I want you to grab the Aligned Ambition bundle over at the link listed below or my website, hustlerehab.co/reset. You know those little things that just nourish your heart, mind, and soul? Those little gems dropped in your week that make all the difference in your day, but are seemingly unimportant? Like the person who went out of their way to do something nice for you, or that amazing sermon on YouTube that just hit exactly like you needed it to? Well, I'm sharing my weekly nourishment with you. And if there's something that nourished you this week, I'd love to hear about it by tagging me on Instagram at Dr. Sita Hood or dropping a comment underneath this episode. Here we go. Welcome back for another weekly nourishment. This week, I took some time and I took an entire afternoon off, guilt-free, no emails, no calls, just relaxation, a playlist, a cup of coffee, chill vibes. You feel me? No, just this one thing. No checking this off my list. Like, chill. That's the thing that nourishes me. Just the silence, just the peace, just the relaxation, even if it's just for a couple of hours. How about you? I would love to hear what you did for your weekly nourishment. If you enjoyed today's episode, share the love, share with your mama, share with your auntie, share with your best friend. Then head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. Reviews help the podcast to grow. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I'll see you out in these social media streets. Bye.